Good morning, channel friends. Hello everyone. I like this voice. Are you ready? Absolutely ready. This is Ezio, and he's the owner of a house where we are working on. It's not too close, because you are from Genoa, right? So let's say it's doable by road, but it takes a couple of hours by car. But it's worth it. You are nice and rested and ready for the restoration. We're going to paint it. This bedside table, which is actually quite nice, is made of solid wood. But it's been through a bit of a rough patch. But we need to place it in a special spot in your house, which of course you don't know about. And even from the restyling, you wouldn't understand a thing.
Perfect. Comforting.
Very good, but we'll teach you some restyling techniques because we'd like to make you, let's say, independent in the future. If you want to make something with your own hands, you won't have, let's say, anxiety of getting started, all right? Sorry if I won't always be looking you in the eye, but you'll find everything else in the footage in our TV series called I Love Restyling, which will be, let's see if I get this right, on Saturday mornings directly on Channel 56 of Discovery, Home and Garden TV, right? And then you can also watch it on repeat whenever and as many times as you like for free on the Discovery platform, either on your phone or on your computer. Or in any case, if your TV is connected to the internet, you can just type the name of our show directly into the search bar. I Love Restyling. It'll come up straight away. It often shows up on Discovery as soon as you open it. You'll find it there. Let's get started. Let's see what you can do.
Okay, I came here to learn, so that's perfect.
Let's start.
Let's go.
So, you've never seen this bedside table before because it wasn't in your house. Actually, I noticed that there was a spot in your home that was missing a surface, and I'm giving it to you as a gift. Okay, so we're being generous too. Joking aside, you'll see, it'll surprise you. Even though it looks bad, it can actually be quite lovely because it's made of a very fine wood. In fact, today we're starting this tutorial by stripping the top surface, and we're using this paint stripper. Look, no gloves, nothing, which is quite unusual, because normally you need fairly aggressive strippers to remove paint. But this one is biodegradable, it does not pollute, and strips paint brilliantly. You see, it doesn't even have a strong smell, quite the opposite. Now I'm going to spread it over the entire top surface, as we'll be painting the rest. I want you to see how easy it is, so if you ever find yourself needing to fix the same thing in the future, you'll already know how to do it. Now, Emma, we'll wait about 10 minutes. I think that should be enough. And then with Ezio, we'll strip the paint off. So we'll also show you how to remove all the paint, the stain, whatever's underneath, which isn't very nice and tends to darken the wood. We want it a bit lighter, a bit more modern and brighter. Do you like it?
It's beautiful. I really love this product.
You see, because even though we do a lot of colouring, we also love bringing things back. Letting the old wood breathe again, really. When the wood is beautiful, it deserves to be seen. And so, I recommend quite often stripping rather than colouring, because not everything can be painted. Everything can be painted, but not everything should be. Right, let's wait 10 minutes. We'll go have a coffee, then come back and strip it. Sound good? I'd say so, yeah. Hardly any time has passed. Look, just 15 minutes. And why's that? Because we don't have much paint to remove here. It's more about a slightly glossy finish, and you can tell, see how it looks a bit murky? So we're removing the finish, which is a little bit glossy, and then the stain with steel wool and alcohol. I'll show you. When you notice it gives off this kind of effect, look, brownish and sticky. I'd say that its finish has already been removed. If, on the other hand, you had several layers of paint to remove, you definitely would have had to wait longer. You've got a scraper too. Help me. Go on. Good job. It's absolutely very important not to scratch it, so be extremely careful not to go in with the corners. You still need to be firm though. But don't scratch the wood because we don't want to damage it. Okay, and most importantly, you need to do it in the direction of the wood grain. You mustn't go against it. Like this, always following the grain of the wood. I've put a drop of scented ammonia in this bucket for you. But this cloth needs to be well wrung out, because right now we don't want to cause any trauma to the wood. That's important, so we're just removing the excess paint remover that's still on the surface, which, as we've already said, is natural and biodegradable, just in case you are wondering. We only put the gloves on to avoid getting dirty, because that's just how we are. Let's move on to the important part, because you're saying, but I can still see it brown. Why?
Yeah, it's true. You're reading my mind now.
Of course I'm reading your mind, because I know what you like. So, what do? Now we need to bring out the beautiful grain of the wood by removing the dye, which is the mordant, in other words, what they used in the past, but actually, many people still use it today to color wood. When the wood is too light, people dye it using this mordant. And how do you remove it? With alcohol, it's really simple. With a steel wool, see, it's steel wool. Look, Emma handed it to me already. You pour a bit of alcohol like this. Nothing happens because the alcohol obviously evaporates. With the steel wool, you need to do this. Motion. Obviously, always without going against the grain. You'll see, notice anything? See the color? Because this is probably a mordant that was applied dissolved in alcohol. In something that helped it dissolve. So now we'll remove everything that comes off, all the dye that comes away, and we'll reveal a much lighter and much more pleasant wood. Can you help me here too? You can go in this direction. Okay, but when you get here you must always go in this direction. If we hadn't applied the paint stripper first, we wouldn't have removed the finish, and so we wouldn't have been able to take it off. Then the dye, meaning the color. Okay, look here. Unfortunately, sometimes the restoration takes a bit longer, simply because the old techniques need to be softened slowly, alright? So, make sure you pay attention. Follow the wood grain. Let's go. Come on, that's good. So, Emma, you can also change the water if it gets too murky. We'll work on it together. Are you more comfortable over here? Maybe? Yes. Good, because you're left-handed and I'm not. We won't get in our way. Exactly. Have you seen the wood that came out?
Incredible.
Would you have guessed it?
And it feels nice to touch.
Well done. I'm glad you said that actually. I had you strip the paint rather than sand it. For this reason, because we would have completely lost all the grain part, which is actually very rough, very textured, because it's old. So a fundamental rule is always to understand whether it's worth bringing the wood back to its natural state. You might ask, how do I recognize an old, antique wood that's valuable from a scrap piece, a non-precious wood? Always look at the back. You look at the piece of furniture from behind, you check the edge at the back. And if you see a single solid piece of wood, it means it's worth it. Okay, this is something I always teach. In fact, I never have the backs of furniture painted for this reason, because if it's a noble wood, you can't tell what kind of wood it is once it's painted. And secondly, because in my opinion, wood should always be a distinctive feature, so I practically never paint the back. Now, the first step was done, this top piece of wood and the drawer that you and I stripped later, because we decided to do so. We mustn't paint them, we mustn't get them dirty, because now we're going to paint the structure. But I want to suggest something a bit fun. We'll paint the inside differently from the outside, because it's nice to combine different shades, really bold ones, contrasting and strong combinations to reflect your personality and to add a splash of color to the home. And I'll teach you a little trick, keep it with you always. Well, not always, but when you're getting dressed, or when you want to create a bold combination in the home, like adding a fabric or a blanket, always remember that there are complementary colors. What does that mean? It means that if today we're working with a dark green, which I've placed here for you, and soon I'll have you use it for your bedside table, inside we play with a contrasting color.
Let's look.
If we're here, we can go here, or here, or here. And I took the liberty of picking out 2 shades for you that I think are absolutely beautiful. You can use it for
Dressing up in the morning.
exactly. Perfect. So actually, color theory isn't just for interior design, it's for everything, even skin tones. So, which of the two colors do you want for the inside?
Look, I prefer this one.
The clearer one, the lighter one. It's called beautiful. It's gorgeous.
See why it's called beautiful? In this case, it's perfect for the interior.
Should we get started? Place the bedside table here to be comfortable. It's not heavy. Right, let's take the drawer out so we don't get it dirty. And actually, I usually don't bother with masking tape because I'm always very careful. So, if you're careful, we won't use it. Otherwise, we'll put it on to protect. You will be careful, right? Come on, focus. I'll show you how to apply the paint inside, so then you're free to carry on with the process. I'll stand here. I load the brush. Always remember that if a brush is nice, full, and thick, it needs to have a reservoir that holds a lot of paint. So look, this time I'm using it a bit differently. I load the brush, wipe the sides, and keep more in the center. Make sure you use it from here, or it'll be hard because the wood absorbs a lot. And then we go here. Look how much it covers with just one coat. Do you see it? It's incredible. So if you apply it properly, without any flaws, with just one coat we will do the whole inside of the furniture. And then we can have fun decorating, all right? So look, spread the paint evenly over the entire inside, everything that's visible, all of it, all of it, all of it, also because it doesn't have a door. This little cabinet is open. We'll then put a couple of books in it, something useful for that space, which you still don't know what it is.
It's all a surprise.
It's all a surprise, all right? Look, if we want to speed things up, once you've finished the inside, use the hairdryer so we can get it done quicker. Over to you.
Okay.
Emma and I will paint the outside with our forest green, which is a very strong, bold green. That way, there's a nice contrast.
All right, good.
Go ahead. Do you like this trio of combinations? This wonderful wood, which feels like velvet, the green, and our beautiful, which in the end is a blush pink. This is Emma's favorite color, and we'll use it on the bread as well.
Ah, well then we're totally on the same page.
This here is a transfer that we put inside to decorate the bottom, since you no longer have the door. And we want it to be not only pretty, but also useful. So, we will take care of the pretty part and useful part too. We will see how to make it perfect for you. These colors, following our reasoning so far, do they match the green?
Yes, I think so.
There are lots of oranges, warm, soft colors. And here we're going to create a lovely design on the background. And here Emma is the best at this. So, actually, she'll help us create our perfect bouquet. You see, there are various elements that will help us create the design just the way we want it. So actually, all we have to do is choose and cut out and create the background. We don't scratch it. We don't do the boscia, as they say in Piedmont. But she plays the teacher, so we place the bedside table nicely on its side. That way we can do our drawing and see how to make it perfect. Starting from the background. We were super quick. We did everything in an hour and a half, and now we protect with the wax. The wax protects both the color and the wonderful wood that we managed to bring out. Look at that, and it was worth it. Now guys, make sure to take a bit of wax, like Emma does. Gently wipe the edges and go with it. We go over everything, over the whole surface. The important thing is that when you go over the color, besides pressing down, you also do the opposite, meaning you need to go in deep. And you'll see that.
with both hands, in both directions.
What matters is the final stroke follows the grain of wood. Go on. This wood is a real treat. In fact, I'm doing it myself on the wood. It's too beautiful. Guys, let's put it on its legs. And I'd say we need to take a look at it as a whole first. I absolutely love it. Now we can also apply wax inside. Will you take care of that? Be generous with it because it needs to be well protected. There mustn't be a single centimeter left without wax. You'll be using it on the inside too.
Okay.
Tell me, do you like these floral patterns?
Yes, absolutely.
You've to ensure everyone likes it.
No.
Think she will like it?
She will.
Good.
I think so. It'll match her taste.
Is this the other side? I'll check Ezio's side and you go ahead with the wax inside. I'll fix a few issues here. Go on. You've done a brilliant job, Ezio. I'm amazed at you. Well, actually we've done some very simple things. I brought to raw wood all the most beautiful upper parts, colored to also help identify the furniture within the structure of the house. I really love the interior because this shade actually adds a lot of creativity and strength. The flowers work well. Moreover, flowers are neutral. Everyone always likes them. So, actually I didn't want you to put anything on the lower shelf because we'll be placing useful things there for that part of the house. All right.
Definitely some books come on.
Yes, you read a lot, right?
Every now and then.
Right, now we'll wrap it up nicely for you, because we don't want it to get dented or damaged, and we'll bring it to your house. Let's grab a piece of focaccia in the meantime. We're craving focaccia, aren't we, Emma?
Of course, absolutely.
So we'll see you when we deliver your beautiful new home, all right? Come on, I can't wait. Have a great day. Thank you. Goodbye. This restyling is finished too. You did really well. Did you enjoy it? Very, very well done. You've actually picked up all the basic skills to do a restyling on your own. You've learned how to strip paint, how to do two-tone finishes, which isn't easy, because you've also learned how to match shades together. And you've also learned how to decorate with a redesign, which actually isn't an easy thing, because we had to cut and match everything carefully. And also layering. You practiced on a small piece of furniture, and now you're ready for larger pieces.
It was really interesting. I must say, very relaxing.
Listen, I didn't have you decorate the internal part of the bedside table, because I've put the brushes here, just to show you, there's no point decorating the top sometimes if you're just going to put a TV or useful items on it. Instead, place it in a spot that might not seem appealing at first, but will still be visible even after you've put your things inside the furniture. Because I often notice that you do redesigns or decorations on the tops of furniture, because it's easy, of course, but then you can't see them anymore, right? So, let's say goodbye to our friends at home who have followed us throughout the tutorial. And we remind you to watch this beautiful tutorial, set in a wonderful home that belongs to Ezio. And it will be in Genoa, so make sure to watch everything carefully, especially because he still doesn't know where this bedside table is going to end up. You'll see the full episode on HGTV, channel 56.
Saturday morning.
Oh,
On the Discovery Plus platform, always, anywhere, everywhere, for free. Just search for I Love Restyling using the magnifying glass.
if more questions arise, include this video for complete info so that people know everything. Know where to find products. Find local retailers divided by region at www.magicpaint.it. Also at www.elisahome.com, the only Italian website that sells magic paint. Please remember one thing. This isn't a long video. Sometimes there are long videos, and there's the description. You've got every step down to the second. Just click and go straight to the part you want, so you don't waste time. This was a short video. We did well. Well done and to the point, but videos can be an hour long.
Maybe it's because I did good.
You did very well. Now I'll say goodbye, and please, remember one thing. You'll never find magic paint on Amazon. Goodbye.